Hi guys, my name's Teresa and I'm one of the teachers here at Flourish. Thanks for joining me for this practice. This practice is going to be propless, so no props necessary. However, if you do have props at home and you know that you would like to use them, then feel free to bring them into this practice. However, the practice that I am teaching here is going to be propless, so you can join in this practice no matter where you are. Somewhere you can unravel a mat or even just kind of be on the grass and just take out this practice if you just need to let loose and relax. To join me, let's begin in child's pose. So beginning this practice, sending those knees out towards the edges of the mat, big toes together to touch. And just allow yourself to settle down, bringing the forehead to the earth as you come into your child's pose. So taking a couple of breaths here. Using these breaths to really anchor you into this practice. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Giving yourself permission to become fully immersed in your practice. So really aware of the breath and any physical sensations that you might be feeling here as well. Letting yourself begin to notice whatever's going on here. And then from here we'll make our way into tabletop. So coming into tabletop, just checking that you have the knees in line with hips, hands in line with the shoulders. Inhaling to take the gaze forward and send that belly down. And exhale to round through the spine as you tuck the chin into chest. Inhaling, gaze forward down with the belly. And exhale to round that spine, tucking that chin into chest. Inhale, gaze forward. And exhale round. One more round just like this, syncing your breath to movement. Inhale forward. Exhale round. Then from here, we're going to tuck the toes, press into the hands, really spread all four fingers and the thumb. Really anchor the hands into the earth. Press into the toes as you shift those hips up and back and come into your first downward dog of the practice. So feel free to have a little pedal here, maybe bending deeply into one knee and then the other, just finding a little bit of movement here that works as you come into this downward facing dog. And then coming to stillness for a moment here, so just pausing for a moment with your downward dog. A really transitional posture, so just allowing yourself to really arrive here. And then shifting your gaze to your hands at the top of the mat. Take a slow walk to forward fold. So slowly walking your way into forward fold. And when you arrive here, allow the head, neck and shoulders to relax. Let everything become heavy. Really relax everything here. Feel free to take those feet a little bit further apart and bend in the knees if that feels good. Finding a variation of your forward fold that feels right here. Surrendering the upper body to the earth. And then on your inhale, bending into those knees and slowly unraveling your way up to mountain pose. So slowly taking that journey up to your mountain, rolling those shoulders open and back to arrive into Tadasana. Nice and lifted through the spine, but relax those shoulders. Really feel the earth beneath your feet here, maybe closing down the eyes for a moment to tune in to how it feels to arrive here. And then on an inhale, sweeping those arms up and overhead. Bring the hands to prayer. And exhale, bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to turn those palms face out as you swan dive forward. Inhale to take the hands to the shins, halfway lift, crown of the head forward, shoulders back. And then we'll keep walking those hands up the thighs here and see if we can bring those elbows in line with the sides. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and exhale to gently fold. Inhale to sweep those arms out to the side and up and overhead, back into Tadasana. Exhale, hands together. Inhale to reach up. And exhale, turning the palms face out as you swan dive forward. Plant those hands on the earth and inhale, steps that right leg back. Lower the right knee down. Sweep those hands up and overhead, send those hips low. Come into this gentle back bend with those low hips here. Also getting a stretch in the front of that right thigh and that left hip flexor. Checking in with our balance too. And then exhale to frame that foot. Tuck those back toes under as you step into plank pose. And take a moment to settle into this plank. Bring the belly button towards the spine. Engage that core strength here. Then exhale to lower to the knees, the chest and the chin. Keep those elbows close into the sides. Encourage that natural curve of the spine. And inhale to send the chest and head forward as you come into your cobra back bend. Exhale, lower the forehead down. And shift it up and back to downward facing dog. Check in with your breath here. So always taking some time to check in with your breath when you come back to your downward facing dog. Next inhale, sends or guides that right foot to the top of the mat. And you can always lower the knees and guide it into position. When you step that right foot forward, lower that back knee and sweep those hands up and overhead. Send those hips nice and low. Arms up high, nice and open across the chest. But have those shoulders relax or away from the ears here. Gazing up, checking in with your balance. And exhale to frame that foot. Plant the hands and step it back through to your plank pose, or tabletop is an option here. Take a breath. And then on your next exhale, lowering the knees, tuck the bum under, chest and chin come to the earth. For Ashtanga Namaskar, inhale to your back bend. And exhale to downward facing dog. Find your breath. Breathing here. Nice and long through the arms, the legs and the spine. Next inhale, steps that left foot forward to the top of the mat. Lowering that back knee. Pressing into the right hand, reaching that left arm up. Gazing up towards that left hand. Lovely and open across the chest here. Breathing. Taking one more breath, keeping that gaze steady. Be nice and light in that right hand, so try not to collapse all of your weight here. Then gently release that hand. And from here, pressing into the hands, tucking the back toes, step back through to plank. Lower to the earth, either knees, chest, chin, or you can lower all the way here. Inhale through to your back bend. And exhale to downward facing dog. Again, finding your breath. Inhale to lift that right leg up. Step it to the top of the mat. Lowering that back knee. Pressing into that left hand, reaching that right arm up, coming into your twist on the second side here. And those hips nice and low, lovely and open across the chest. Gazing up towards that top hand, finding your breath. Really light in that left hand. And then gently release that right hand out. Press into the hands and step it back to your plank. Moving through your vinyasa here, or you can skip it, either knees, chest, chin, or lower all the way to the earth. Through your back bend on the inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. And finding that breath. This time on an inhale, sweeping that left leg high. And on the exhale, stepping it to the top of the mat. We're going to anchor down through that right foot. And come on up to warrior one. Nice strong bend in that left knee. Strong and steady in that right leg. Breathing here. Lovely and open in the chest. And from here, opening up into your warrior two. So warrior two, just checking in with your foundations. Lovely and open across the chest. Have those hands in line with the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Then finding that breath. Following the sensations or the rhythm of the breath. We're going to take strength and courage mudra. So interlacing the fingers, one thumb up, one thumb down, and then behind the head. And then drawing that left elbow towards the left ear as you bring that right elbow down towards the right side. Opening up across the chest and spiraling that heart space up. Breathing here, find the stretch. Spending a couple of breaths here. Really exploring the sensations of this stretch. Keeping integrity, so notice if you've released that bend in the front knee. Just reaffirming that stance. And then gently opening up warrior two. From here, straightening through that front leg, maybe drawing that back leg in. And then tilting over that left leg, pivoting round into your Trikonasana, gazing up towards that top hand. Nice long line here. Opening through that top shoulder. Come into this stretch. Maybe that hand can reach for the earth or a block. And if this is a bit strong and that knee wants to bend, coming up to the thigh is also accessible here. More breath with this powerful stretch. You can then gently rebending into that front knee as you come back to warrior two. Spiral that back hand round as you frame that foot. Coming onto the ball of the back foot and stepping back to your plank. Lowering to the earth, either knees, chest, chin, or lower all the way. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale to downward facing dog. Finding that breath. Breathing here. Taking that same little sequence to the second side. Inhale, reach up and back with the right leg. Exhale, stepping that right foot to the top of the mat. Anchoring that back foot down. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Thriving in your warrior one. Checking in with the differences between both sides of the body. Breathing. Anchoring down. Finding the breath. And then coming into that strength and courage mudra. So strength and courage mudra, just interlacing the hands, but take it the opposite way around this time. And again, behind the head. Drawing that right arm towards the right ear as you drop that left shoulder back behind you. Nice and open, so spiraling that heart space open here. Holding your strength and courage mudra really strong here. Breathe. Finding that breath. Keep that breath flowing. And then gently coming back towards warrior two, straightening through that right leg. Maybe drawing that back foot in slightly, slight angle on that back foot. and tilting forward over the right leg and pivoting round to come into your variation of Trikonasana. So hand can come to the thigh, the shin, the earth, or a block. So just exploring where you are, looking to stack those shoulders. Keep opening through that top shoulder as you gaze up towards that top hand here. Finding the breath, using the breath as your anchor to the present moment. Breathing. One more breath here in this amazing stretch. And then gently bending into that front knee as you come back through a warrior two. Spiral that back hand forward. Frame that right foot. Come onto the ball of the left foot. Step back through to plank. And lowering to the earth, so either knees, chest, chin, or lower all the way. Inhale through to your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Inhale, sweeps that right leg high. And on the exhale, guiding that right knee and setting it just behind the right wrist here, extending that left leg long behind you as you come into your pigeon pose. Now, if pigeon pose is a little bit strong, you can always take a deer pose instead. So deer pose, just bringing both legs into 90 degrees and bowing over that right leg instead. Otherwise, in your pigeon, bowing over that right thigh. And settling into your own degree here, so maybe you can just allow that head to drape towards the earth. Gently come on up. Walk those hands back in towards you. Guide the right leg back. Tuck the toes, press into the hands, shift those hips, find downward facing dog. Inhale, sweeps the left leg high. And exhale brings that left knee in just behind the left wrist as you extend the right leg back. Again, lovely and square in those hips, and you can always take a deer pose instead. And then bowing down over that left thigh. Just being mindful here, try not to force yourself into this pose. So just checking and maybe pausing in an upright position and then slowly easing your way on in. And that way really connecting to the sensations as you relax into this pose, as opposed to pushing through, which we do enough of. So really taking your time to settle into this one and reaping the rewards of this powerful stretch. Coming out of this one, leaning over to the left side as you come up and swiveling that right leg around here, preparing for seated forward fold. So before we come in, just checking in here, pressing those hands either side of the glutes, coming into our Dandasana staff pose, and just pressing into the earth as you encourage a nice tall spine here. anchor the legs down. So really anchor those legs into the earth. Breathing here. Very good. And then from here, coming into seated forward fold, beginning to walk those hands forward. Resist the urge to pull yourself down here. Again, just thinking about keeping that spine nice and long. So anchoring the legs to the earth, nice and tall through the spine. And even just coming in kind of to here, or maybe even a little bit sooner, you'll feel those thighs engage in the lower back as well. And so you want to stay with those sensations and you want to pause with them. So not overdoing and not pushing, so you're rounding the spine. You want a nice tall spine. And then gently easing your way down, activating this powerful stretch. Pausing here. And then maybe as those sensations begin to subside, you can move on in a little bit deeper. So just playing with this here. Breathing. And gently coming on up. Take a moment here, maybe windshield wiper those legs, it might feel nice. And we'll come into our butterfly pose here, so soles of the feet together. Now we'll take a slightly more restorative variation with this one, but just checking with our foundation. So traditionally done with those heels in towards the groin. However, if you're feeling a little bit tight, if your knees are quite high up, then feel free to just send those feet out a little bit further in front of you. So coming into butterfly, nice and tall through the spine, and then beginning that forward fold. Going forward and down here. Breathing. Seeing if you can keep that spine straight for as long as you can. And then eventually just collapsing, so just allowing the upper body to drape over the feet, coming towards the earth. So finding your breath here. Quite a powerful stretch, a really cleansing, a beautiful stretch. More breath here. Gently make your way on up to center. Guide those knees in together. Again, maybe give them a little wiggle here if that feels good. So from here, we're going to come into boat pose. So boat pose, again, quite a powerful pose. I'm going to hold this for 3 yogic breaths today. So that's 3 counts of 8. So seeing if you can intuitively pick a variation of this pose that you feel you can hold. So the first variation of boat pose is to simply take the hands to the side of the glutes. So boat pose, we're going to be holding for 3 yogic breaths. So really intuitively picking a variation of this pose that you feel intuitively that you can hold. So maybe just taking this little recline here, taking the hands to the side of the glutes and pausing here, shoulders, elbows into the side. Maybe that's enough for you. Maybe you can hover the legs up. Maybe you can take the arms up. Maybe you can go long with your boat pose. Here today. And so picking a variation of your boat pose you feel happy to hold. Engaging that core, so bringing the belly, the pubic bone towards the belly button. So you're engaging that lower belly area. So you're not straining the back here. And letting that breath flow freely. So notice if you've begun to hold the breath, really breathing with this pose. A last full breath here. Being with the sensations. And gently let it come to the earth. Just let yourself relax onto the earth, connect to the earth, always taking a moment to pause in response to any core work or back bends. As in yoga, they're said to be deeply transformative poses, really being able to tap into that prana, that life force energy through back bends and core work, energy center. So for our back bend, we're going to come into a back bend here. And so for this one, I'm going to give you some options. So the first option is to take Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, thinking about pulling those forearms towards you, pulling the chest forward and through the arms, engaging the spine here. And this might be enough for you. This might be enough engagement of the spine here. You might be able to move a little bit deeper into this stretch by coming into Salabhasana. So hovering the arms and the head up. My mic is there. The arms and the head up. That might be enough. You might be able to take the legs up too. You might be able to extend those arms long. So finding a variation you're happy to hold. Quite a powerful back bend. Just 2 more breaths with this one. Breathing deep, sending that breath where you need it to go. You'll be coming in a little bit higher for that last breath. Engaging the whole body here, so using every muscle in the body for this stretch. Then gently create a pillow for your forehead and relax onto the earth. Here, press into the hands at the side of the body. Push up and back, finding a child's pose. So taking a couple of breaths here in child's pose. Take that right arm and thread it underneath the left and come to relax on top of that right shoulder, getting a little shoulder stretch here. Gently coming up, taking that left arm underneath the right, getting a little stretch of that shoulder here too. Gently coming on up, coming up to tabletop, finding a seat however you get there. If you've got time, then feel free to take a Savasana here. Pause the video and take your Savasana. Otherwise, bringing those hands into the breath. See you in this practice. Namaste. Thanks for joining me for that short practice. Please feel free to check out other videos that are on the channel and look forward to more videos coming your way soon. Please like and subscribe and check out the website for our in-studio timetable. Look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye.